This game is finally here. These two teams have been fighting and clawing their way to this moment since October, November time, fighting through non-conference play into conference play, trying to get right here. Welcome into the Max Stern Athletic Center. I'm Yosef Silver alongside Avery Stepner as we are getting set for this SKYLINE Conference quarterfinal between the Yeshiva University Maccabees and the Purchase College Panthers. Now, Avery, obviously both these teams looking to move on in the playoffs. Max obviously looking to advance, return to the semifinals. What's it going to take for them to get it done tonight?
Yeah, so partner, first time these two teams played this season, it was a low-scoring slugfest. Both teams shot horribly from three-point range, and YU won comfortably. The second time they played, it was a high-flying, high-scoring, three-point party, and Purchase was able to keep it close. So for YU to win, they got to defend the three-pointer, keep this game low-scoring, slow it down, and they'll come out to win.
Thanks. That's going to do it for us here at the pregame show. We're going to send it straight to the PA announcer for this special presentation, prayers, starting lineups, anthems, and Max basketball.
Dear friends and fans, we're about to recite prayers and psalms for our soldiers in Israel and the hostages who pray will be returned home soon. After experiencing this most horrific week, where we mourn the murder of the Bibas family, whose remains have returned home. We carry with us not just their colors, but their neshamot, their souls in our hearts. We pray to Hashem to keep all of our soldiers safe. I take a moment to recognize Rabbi Granot from Yeshivat Joco in Tel Aviv, whose son Amitai Zevi is one of the soldiers who were killed early in the war. We mourn all of our Chayalim and just pray to Hashem for their safety. Misha Barach Avoseinu Abraham Yitzchak Yaakov, who yivarech es Chayalei Tzva Hagana Yisrael, Homdim HaMishmar Artzeinu V'Eloheinu, V'Yivul Avanan V'Arba Mitzrayim, V'Nayam HaGadol L'Or Ha'Vav V'Vashav V'Mir V'Yam. Yitain Adonai Yosaveinu V'Akamim Aleinu V'Yofim L'fnehem. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yishmor V'Yatzil es Chayalei Mikol Tzar V'Zukal V'Pregame Achla. Yishlach Bracha V'Atzlacha B'Chol Ma'aseh Yedehem. Yadver Saneinu Tatzehem V'Adrem V'Kesser Yeshua Teres Yitzchod. V'Kiyam Behem HaPasuk V'Nal Lachem Aleinu Lachem V'Lachem Lachem. Himo V'Echem Moshiach Eskem. V'Nomar Amen. Shir HaPalos Imam Hakim Korsika Adonai. Adonai Shema V'Koli Tien V'Zmeta Pashevos V'Kol V'Chanan. Imam V'Kos V'Shmarya Adonai V'Yamod. Ki Rucha Slicha L'Van Tivarei. Ki Visi Adonai K'V'Sat Nafshi L'Garo Ha'Cholti. Nafshi L'Adonai V'Shomrim L'Boker Shomrim L'Boker. Yachal Yisrael Adonai Ki Im Adonai HaChesed V'Ardeinu V'Kedus. V'Hu Yifta Es Yisrael Mikol Avodotav. We represent, and we're all here for our higher calling. We welcome
We ask everyone to please remain standing for the national anthem. The United States and Israel. Yeshiva, University alumnus, Eitan.
Oh, say, can't you see by the God's early life what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose prospects and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran bare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing the star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
We'd like to give a huge thanks to JBS, the Jewish Broadcasting Service, for helping bring Yeshiva University basketball to a national television audience once again this season, with many thanks for the kind support from the Hode family and gratitude to Hashem. JBS's mission to celebrate Jewish life and culture aligns perfectly with showcasing the dedication and skill of these amazing Jewish athletes. We're thrilled to be broadcasting with JBS and sharing the Max journey with the JBS audience. Now time for tonight's starting lineups, which are sponsored by the Yeshiva University Office of Admissions. As you start your college journey, make sure you visit us online to check out all the great virtual events and opportunities we have for YU students and how you too can be a Maccabee. Starting with the Purchase Panthers. At guard, the 6'2" junior from Poughkeepsie, New York, number 0, Gabe Bristow. At guard, the 5'10" junior from Jamaica, New York, number 1, Tyler Bond. At guard, the 6'1" junior from Brooklyn, New York, number 30, Trey Skeet. At forward, the 6'5" junior from Winooski, Vermont, number 11, Rashid Nakima. At forward, the 6'6" senior from the Bronx, number 22, Matthew Phillips. And the Panthers are coached by first-year head coach Jack Dignan. And now for your home Yeshiva University Maccabees. At guard, the 6' senior from Bergenfield, New Jersey, number 23, Max Zackheim. At guard, 6'2" senior from Muncie, New York, number 12, Zevi Samet. At forward, the 6'5" junior from Tel Aviv, Israel, number 13, Roy Itzkovich. At forward, the 6'7" sophomore from Givatayim, Israel, number 55, Yoav Selka. At forward, the 6'8 sophomore from Great Neck, New York, number 21, Luke Cronin. And as always, the Macs are coached by head coach Elliot Steinmetz. Now, Avery, we spoke a little bit about some of the keys to the game for YU in the opener, but these teams have played each other before, 2 hard-fought games. How did those games go, and what's it going to take from these teams tonight to get it done?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, the first 2 games, both 2 games, were both very different. The first one was low scoring. It was a slugfest. Yeshiva ended up winning that game at a low score of 66-50. But because it was low scoring and both teams weren't shooting well, it worked in Yeshiva's favor as they're the bigger and more physical team. But the second time, Panthers shot really well. Both teams shot over 40% from 3 that game. So the final score ended up being 90-82 Yeshiva. So the shooting in this game is definitely going to be a big difference maker as this game progresses.
And obviously lots of star power on both sides of the court here. Who are the key guys that we're looking out for tonight?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be Zevi Salmon and Rashid Nakima. They're both in consideration for SKYLINE Player of the Year. Both are electric scorers. It's going to be fun to see them match up tonight.
As we're set to tip off, Phillips versus Cronin. Ball's bouncing around. Who's got it? Rashid Nakima's got it. And Purchase is going to start out with possession. Already lots of noise coming from this energized Max Stern Athletic Center crowd as that pass is intercepted by Cronin over to Itzkovich, and now Zevi Samit pushing. Zevi's going to slow it down. Oselka. Now Roy Itzkovich, top of the key. Purchase fans also bringing it. Small defense chance coming from them. Mag Zakheim under the basket. Now Roy back to Zevi at the wing, loses a handle on it, and that's picked up by Gabe Bristow. The defense chants are deafening here at the Max Stern Athletic Center. Fans really came out for this one. It's Matthew Phillips over to Bond. Bond back inside to Phillips. Moves away from Cronin, puts it up, no good. And Cronin's going to get called for the foul, sending Phillips to the line for 2.
Yeah, so a bit of a sloppy start early on for both teams. It's the first playoff game Purchase has played in multiple seasons. YU has had up and down year of consistency and starting out strong. So the big thing today is going to be who takes care of the ball well early on and who stays disciplined as this game progresses.
As the first one from Phillips falls. So 1-0 Purchase to start out. And the second one, no good. Cronin on the rebound. Zakheim going to take it down for YU. Still get into their half-court offense. Cronin working on the big boy Matthew Phillips. Spinorama puts it up, no good. Phillips with the rebound. Gabe Bristow now for Purchase. Lobs it forward to Phillips. Phillips working on Cronin. And once again takes advantage, 3-0 Purchase.
Yeah, with all the shooters Purchase has, the middle of the court, the paint is going to be wide open for Purchase, so they're looking to take advantage of that.
Yoav Oselka at the wing. Now Zevi. What can Samit do? Skeet on him. Samit driving the lane, puts it up. That's good. Zevi Samit with a strong drive and the points. Trey Skeet gives it to Nakima. We've seen previously how dangerous he can be. Gets Yoav to go flying. Now it's Skeet. That 3 is good. Deep 3 from Trey Skeet. 6-2 Purchase.
Yeah, and when Purchase players are able to penetrate the middle, it brings in help defenders, and when that happens, you can leave shooters open like Skeet.
And there, miscommunication between Luke Cronin and Roy Itzkovich, and another costly turnover for the Macs. It's been a little bit sloppy here to start.
Yeah, Yeshiva has to settle down. You don't want to dig yourself into too big of a hole. Obviously, it's early, but you don't want to give Purchase a big advantage.
Matthew Phillips from the outside. Now Trey Skeet going to take him in. With Nakima. Nice flare screen from Bristow, and Nakima hits the 3. 9-2 Purchase. Not even 3 minutes in. Zakheim. Now it's Roy Itzkovich back to Zakheim at the wing. Gives it to Cronin inside, puts it up, takes advantage of the size, the lack of size of Trey Skeet. And that's 2 points for Luke Cronin. Tyler Bond gives it over to Skeet. Zakheim defending. Matthew Phillips. It's a nice pass from Skeet to Phillips inside. There's no one there for YU. And Purchase took advantage. Already 11-4 here. Oselka inside to Itzkovich. Roy finds Cronin top of the key. Now inside to Oselka working on Nikima. Oselka puts it up. That's good from Yoav Oselka. Now 11-6.
So early on, Yeshiva has had success in the paint. It's not easy as Purchase is hanging a defender down low. So the paint is packed, but Yeshiva able to make a couple early layups.
Matthew Phillips back to Bond. Nice switch by Yeshiva. Tyler Bond. Fans wanted to travel, no call. Nikima gonna take it in, puts it up. Can't finish on the layup. Phillips there for the board. That's no good. Rebounds loose. Max Zakheim's gonna pick it up. And he'll take it down, working on Skeet, putting his head down, and he'll draw the foul on Trey Skeet, so Zakheim earns himself 2 free throws.
Yeah, and that was an impressive take by Max. It takes a lot of strength to go full speed like that, bump into the defender, and still get a good shot up, but he's gonna earn himself 2 points at the line. And last game, anyone remembers it, it was the Orson Jeski show. He had 32 points and 15 rebounds. He's now looking to check in. So he's been very impactful, both offense, defense, and rebounding. We'll see how Coach Steinmetz utilizes him today.
And last game, like you were saying, 32 and 15 for Sanjevsky, really a career night on both ends. So obviously, Coach Steinmetz looking for him to make a similar impact, or at least, some kind of positive one, as YU cuts the lead to 3 off of those 2 free throws from Zakheim. Skeet, Nikima, back to Skeet. Trey Skeet, now Gabe Bristow. Roy Itzkovich all over him. Matthew Phillips puts it up. No good. Zevi Samet taking it down. Gives it forward to Roy. Roy gonna move inside. Now goes to Zevi for 3. That 3 from Zevi was no good. Rebound was tipped, but that's gonna be off Matthew Phillips. Yeshiva's gonna retain possession. Purchase maybe wanted to travel. Roy Itzkovich there, but no call, as we see on the replay. Good call by the officials. It definitely went out of bounds. Coming into the game, number 5, Desmond Ward for Purchase, as he'll inbound on Yoav Oselka's. He'll be the defense on Yoav Oselka's inbound. And that was a nice play by the Max. Roy Itzkovich with a beautiful cut to the basket, drawing the foul and hyping up the fans.
Yeah, it was a great take by Roy right there. He's really been an impressive piece to this Max team this year, coming off the bench early in the season, earning a starting spot later in the season. He's the ultimate Swiss Army knife, and also getting it done on the scoring side of things.
And Itzkovich converts the and 1. So now we're tied at 11, just like that. Crowd, Yeshiva back into it, crowd back into it. Stolen by Oselka, taking it down. He's gonna put it up. No good. Zakheim there to clean up the board. Now Samet, as the Max look to get into a half-court set. Oselka top of the key. Nikima on him. Now it's Zevi Samet. Tyler Bond. Roy Itzkovich working inside. That was no good. Rebound by Nikima. Gabe Bristow with it. Nikima top of the key. Gives it inside to Ward. Kicks it to the corner for Chad Duke. And Chad Duke, a dangerous three-point shooter, hits his shot. 14-11 Purchase.
And that's going to be the story of the game all night long. Purchase shoots over 50% of their shots from the three-point line. So that's what they're looking to do.
Samet tries to answer. No good. Rebound Roy Itzkovich. Great effort. Zakheim drills the 3. Forcing a timeout from Coach Dignan. As we're going to step aside. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The best source of news today is JBS. And viewers should understand that this has become the public square of the American Jewish community. This is where they can get 24/7 information, understanding, analysis, sympathetically, honestly, accurately. JBS should become the address of choice.
Welcome back into the Max Stern Athletic Center. 14:11 to go here in what's been a really exciting back and forth first half between the Yeshiva University Maccabees and the Purchase Panthers, both knotted at 14. Avery, what have we seen so far?
Yeah, we saw Purchase get off to a hot start. They hit a couple threes. They got 3 threes, actually. They got good takes down low. So they've really settled in offensively. Yeshiva took a little bit of time, but they've started to find their groove. I think one thing Yeshiva could benefit from is finding some more shooting on the court. Maybe it's getting Zevi looks, Max looks, as you saw he hit a 3. If you can do that, it'll open up the floor and will give your big man more space to operate inside.
I'd like to give a shout out to Akiva Poppers coming into the gym after a resounding victory, 59-35, as the head coach of the Ramaz JV team. We heard last game how he watched 8.5 games of film. 3 from Ward, no good. And the rebound is handled by Orsanjevsky.
Yeah, Desmond Ward had 17 points last time these two teams played, so he is definitely an X factor that Yeshiva is going to try to stop.
Max Zakheim at the top. Effie Freundlich now into the game for YU. Roy Itzkovich, the left wing. Sinjevsky gives it to Freundlich. Gets Ward flying, but they're going to call him for a double dribble.
Yeah, I think Effie dropped the ball on the pump fake, and because he dropped it and tried dribbling again, that was a double dribble for him.
As now Bond's going to take it down for Purchase. Gabe Bristow. Ward. Back to Bristow. Sinjevsky denies the handoff. And that pass was tipped, bounced around. And I don't think the official, Max Bench, is trying to say that it hit off Rashid Nakima's head. But the referee saw the last person to touch it be Yoav Oselka. So it's going to retain Purchase ball, 15 to go on the clock. Bond to inbound, Effie in defense. Gabe Bristow pulls up for 3, no good. And the rebound goes out of bounds.
So Yeshiva is really locked in defensively after letting up a ton of points early on. See if they can capitalize on the offensive end and make some plays here and build a lead.
Max Zakheim taking it down for YU. Yoav Oselka out at the wing, Desmond Ward on him. Sinjevsky. He's going to take Nakima inside, puts it up. That's blocked by Nakima. Rebound taken by Ward. And Zevi Samet looking to check back into the game for YU. As the ref did not see over there that the hit off Bond. 3 from Bristow. Once again, no good. So we saw last game Bristow struggled a little bit from 3. This game starting out 0 for 2. That's Effie Freundlich. Now Roy Itzkovich back to Effie. Hitting a cutting Max Zakheim, and that's blocked again by Rashid Nakima. And Chad Duke with that athletic finish to get the layup for Purchase, finally breaking the scoring drought from these two teams. 16-14 Purchase, just about 12 minutes to go. Yoav Oselka going to take it in, finds the wide open lane and hits it. Ties the game back at 16, excuse me. Forward for Duke, back out to Bond. And that pass again stolen by Yoav Oselka. Oselka going to give it to Freundlich, tries to put it up. And that loose ball is going to be off of Purchase, which means that Yeshiva will retain possession.
And Effie went flying on that one, tried throwing it down. But Yoav Oselka has been really good today, as he's going to go take a seat right here. He's been really impactful offensively and defensively with a couple of steals, a couple of buckets early on.
And that's something that we've seen from Oselka, just consistently getting his hands in the way of in passing lanes, making sure that the ball stays loose and the offense can't keep their sets. Speaking of loose balls, that ball was tipped out. Yeshiva's going to inbound with Effie Freundlich, 23 on the shot clock. As we're just waiting for some fans to enter the gym before we can get in place to inbound.
Yeah, not a lot of room to sit here. This is Max Stern Athletic Center is packed.
And now it's Dotan who's in the game. Luke Cronin top of the key, who just came back in for Yoav Selka. Orsinjevsky working on Matthew Phillips. Sinjevsky bodying up the big man. No good. Cronin fights for the board, gets it, and gets the putback. 18-16 YU lead. The Macs have finally pulled ahead here. 18-16, just about 11 minutes to go. Defense chants back up from the crowd as Effie Freundlich going to get called for the foul.
Yeah, and YU's really lifted the paint here in the first half of the first half. They only have 1 3-pointer today, which is a little uncommon from this team, but definitely using their size to their advantage with multiple 6'8" guys.
And now it's Tyler Bond off the inbound. Defense chance from the crowd. Chad Duke taking in Zevi, and 12 on 12 ends in 2 for Purchase.
Yeah, Chad Duke, an early 7 points, as there's a full court pass to Cronin that will result in a foul. So see on the replay, good job by Zevi looking ahead and earning his guy 2 free throws.
It's now time for tonight's trivia question. Tonight's trivia question is, how many consecutive seasons have the Macs made the playoffs? Tweet your answer with the hashtag MacsLiveTrivia. Once again, how many consecutive seasons have the Macs made the playoffs? Stay tuned to find out the answer to that one. But thankfully, the Macs have had a lot of success recently. That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah, just a testament to Coach Steinmetz and what he's been able to build here. So many years, so many different players, different eras, different stars. It's been exciting to watch as a Macs fan.
As Cronin converts on both. Now Yeshiva up 20-18. As it's Tyler Bond. Now Sean Holtzman. Pass is tipped. And Cronin forces Phillips to step out of bounds. It's going to be YU ball. Great play by Luke Cronin.
YU, their big man, do an incredible job of playing weak side help on the low post. It's very hard to throw that over the top pass, especially when you have 6'8" guys with active hands. It's a great job by Cronin.
Orsinjevsky. Down low to Luke Cronin, cross court. I think it was intended for Max, but Zevi took it, pulls up for 3, no good. Zakheim on the rebound. Zakheim kicks to Sinjevsky. Now inside to Dotan, working on the smaller Gabe Bristow, and Dotan gets the points. Good ball movement on that possession for the Macs. As now it's Rashid Nakima looking to answer. Gives it over to Phillips. Nakima thought about the 3. Now he's going to take it in, kicks to the corner for Bristow. Sinjevsky picks him up. And now it's Hunter putting it up. No good. And Zakheim comes down with the rebound. Red Rocket looking to push. Now slows down, pulls up from 3. No good again from the Macs. And that rebound went to Purchase. Good transition defense from Cronin, denying the 3 from Bristow. Rashid Nakima gets Dotan flying, but Dotan able to recover, poke the ball out, and pick it up for a Yeshiva turnover. For a Yeshiva steal, excuse me. Dotan. And YU going to force an off-ball foul from Purchase.
Yeah, it could be a little bit of frustration from the Purchase big men defenders. They've been getting abused early on, but really good job by Yeshiva so far under Rashid Nakima, as they've not allowed him any room to get a shot up.
As that pass was tipped by Duke, but he couldn't handle it, and Yeshiva's going to inbound again. Now, obviously, this game is between the 3 and the 6. The winner of this game will take on the winner of the Sarah Lawrence Mount St. Vincent game going on right now. That game started at 7 o'clock. Just wanted to give you a score update on that. Score is 57-all with just over 6 to play in that game. So it looks like it could be a good finish as that Samet for 3. And the Macs finally get on the board from deep as Zevi Samet drills the 3. 25-18 Yeshiva. Matthew Phillips, miscommunication there with Hunter. Throws it away, YU ball.
Yeah, and it looks like the crowd noise and the pressure is starting to get to this Purchase team. Might be time for Coach Jack Dickinson to maybe thinking about using a timeout to calm those guys down.
And it's Zakon taking it down for YU. Good defense there as Hunter had the poke. Chris Hunter taking it down for Purchase. Phillips. That's Nakima for 3, and that's good from Nakima, so great response from Purchase. Defense chance coming up from the Purchase crowd as Max Zakheim has a handle on it. Gives it inside to Sinjevsky, puts it up, no good. Nakima gonna push the other way. Rashid Nakima gives it over to Ward. Now it's Hunter. That pass was taken by Yoav Oselka, but he'll get called for the foul. That's going to be Oselka's first, team third. Now Roy Itzkovich headed back into the game. Jotan Berdichev going to take a seat. So we've seen a lot of movement from the Macs. Going through the rotations, getting through different players here, trying to get different looks.
Yeah, and it's so good about their depth. They have so many big bodies they can throw at stars like Nakima. So you're seeing that in full display with all the bigs they can put in.
Chris Hunter with it. Zevi defending. Hunter going to take Zevi inside, puts it up, blocked by Sinjevsky. And Sinjevsky with a nice play to get a handle on the ball. Zevi Samet pushing down. Goes up with the layup and hits the layup. What a nice finish by Zevi Samet. 27-21 Yeshiva lead. As Chris Hunter going to get called for the walk. Stadium right back into it, 27-21. And if you're Coach Dignan, I wonder if you maybe think about a timeout like you were saying.
Yeah, and instead it looks like he's going to go to some of his experienced players, some of the ball handlers that can maybe take care of the ball better, as there's been multiple turnovers, blocked shots for Yeshiva over the last couple possessions.
And something to note, Matthew Phillips to the bench for Purchase, giving Yeshiva a firm size advantage. If they didn't have one already, I wonder if Yeshiva looks to take advantage down low, as it looks like they did to start. Zevi Samet getting fouled on that layup attempt. He'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with the cutting and the just overall positioning by these Yeshiva players. They've gotten a lot of great looks inside, and if not, they've gotten fouled. It's just a great job early on for Yeshiva's offensive system.
As Samet connects on the first. We asked you earlier, how many consecutive seasons have the Macs made the playoffs? The correct answer is 10, which for those at home would consist of every single season. Coach Steinmetz has been the head coach here at Yeshiva. Obviously this being his 11th season. COVID year didn't really count, so we're not going to count that in the question with there being no playoffs. Another almost steal by Oselka. But once again, just a testament to Coach Steinmetz and the program he's built here at Yeshiva. Rashid Nakima going to take it inside. Oselka on defense, but he'll get called for the foul, which is going to send Rashid Nakima to the line for 2.
Yeah, and Yeshiva's been overly pursuing these passing lanes. You saw Oselka get beat there, so I think it would be wise for Purchase to maybe look for some backdoor cuts, because you can catch these Yeshiva defenders overcommitting, and you can get a layup yourself like that.
Nakima connects on the first. With Oselka now on 2 fouls, Luke Cronin going to check back into the game. Subscribe to Max Live on YouTube to make sure you do not miss any amazing Max games and highlights this season. And we just released the 3rd episode of the Beyond the Court podcast. Special guest Ari Shklar, make sure to check that out as well. As Nakima connected on the second, 29-23, Zakheim taking it inside, blocked by Ward. But Cronin recovers and gets the layup. Yet another cleanup play by Luke Cronin. Tyler Bond taking Zachheim in, no good. Luke Cronin with the board. And the pass bounced off a couple bodies, taken by Chad Duke the other way. Zevi Samet lining up for the charge. Duke simply goes around him. 31-25 Yeshiva. And that goes cross court. Sinjevsky pulls up for three. No good. Samet fighting for the rebound, but Gabe Bristow comes with it. Rashid Nakima going inside. And Oris Sinjevsky drawing the charge. Another great play by Sinjevsky. We know he has that skill like we've spoken about before to draw those offensive fouls, and we saw it on display right there.
Yeah, it's also the little things that he does like that, moving his feet, not getting called for a blocking foul. So we know how talented he is, but he's really grown into his role by doing the small things and the dirty work for the Yeshiva team. Again, Yeshiva is going to sub in Jonathan Levy and Effie Forleth. Again, two lengthy, big defenders that they can throw out this Purchase team.
Luke Cronin, top of the key, just under 6 to go here. Gives it inside to Jonathan Levy. Gabe Bristow defending. Zachheim in the corner. He's going to take Duke inside, flying through. Zachheim, corner three, pulls up, no good. Itzkovich fights for the board. Zachheim tries again. No good again. Desmond Ward with the rebound.
Yeah, but that's 8 offensive rebounds already for Yeshiva in the first half. That is really just dominant physicality.
As it's Tyler Bond. Freundlich in defense. It's a nice screen. Chad Duke taking it inside, puts it up, gets the layup to fall.
And Chad Duke already with 11. He single-handedly kept this Purchase team in the game. Has kept Yeshiva from getting a bigger run.
And we were mentioning before that crucial game between Mount St. Vincent and Sarah Lawrence. Sarah Lawrence has jumped out to a 71-64 lead with just under 2 to go in that one. So we'll keep you posted about the winner, but we're Sarah Lawrence to hold on and win. Yeshiva, or excuse me, the winner of this game, I don't want to speak too soon, would travel out to Sarah Lawrence on Thursday to take on the Griffins. If the Dolphins do come back, then the winner of this game would host the Mount St. Vincent Dolphins in the semifinal. Zevi Samet, Dotan Bardachev checking back into the game. Roy and Effie going to take a seat.
Yeah, and I don't know if maybe if Zevi's hip is bothering him, but I would not sit him as much as they are.
Deep three from Samet. No good. And that rebound is fought for by Cummings. And quickly gets rid of it before he falls. Makes sure not to get called for a travel. Defense fans coming from the Yeshiva crowd now. Chad Duke gives it inside to Cummings. Puts it up, no good. And they're going to call it on Purchase. Call out of bounds on Yeshiva. Purchase going to retain possession.
Yeah, and already 10 people coming into the game for this Purchase team. Honestly, it's pretty uncommon for a playoff rotation to have 10 people, but it shows the depth the Purchase has. We'll see if it works out for them.
And it's Rashid Nakima, now Gabe Bristow. And Bristow going to get called for a travel. Costly turnover there from Bristow. Yeshiva going to have the ball back.
Yeah, and that's multiple double dribbles and travels that Purchase has committed, as Purchase not ready to play defense and Max looking to push.
Dotan top of the key. Now Zevi taking it inside, puts it up. That's blocked by Duke. Zevi maybe thought there was contact, as now it's Chad Duke working on Zachheim. Gives it over to Cummings. Cummings, the big body, working on Dotan Bardichev. Going around the outside, handoff to Duke, and that's going to be a foul. Offensive foul committed by Cummings on the handoff. And once again, another turnover from Purchase.
Yeah, it looks like if you see on the replay, Cummings was going to hand it off and pushed away the trailing Max defender to try to generate some room. And got caught for it.
Just an update on the Sarah Lawrence Mount St. Vincent game. Now 73-66 Sarah Lawrence, 1:07 to go. So looking like the winner of this one will have to travel to Sarah Lawrence if they want to get to the championship. Dotan and Orr playing catch. Now Dotan working inside. Great work by Dotan, but couldn't get the shot to fall. Purchase going to push the other way with Hunter. Hunter with it. Jonathan Levy on him. Gabe Bristow inside to Nikima, working on Sanjevski. Good defense by Sanjevski. Now Hunter, 8 seconds on the shot clock, taking Levy inside, blocked by Levy. Zevi Samet pushing the other way. Samet gonna take Bristow in. And lots of contact on the layup from Bristow. Max may be looking for a flagrant, as you can see on the replay. Maybe a little bit of hooking of Zevi's neck, obviously unintentional, but still.
Yeah, the Max fans are not happy with that, as they're going to send the teams back and they're going to have a conversation on what just took place.
Want to receive Max news and updates? Join our WhatsApp group chat. The link to join is in the description of this YouTube video. Meanwhile, as the refs talk it over, Avery, what have we seen so far? There's 2:51 to go. What's it going to take for the Max to go into the locker room, pulling away further?
Yeah, I think it's continuing to apply pressure on this Purchase team. If they can get some steals and generate some positive plays, you can bring the crowd into it, generate a lot of momentum, as the refs are going to make a call here, and it doesn't look like it's going Yeshiva's way.
As fans very unhappy here, as the referees after a conference make the call that it's just going to be a standard, regular run-of-the-mill foul. They're not going to tack anything on extra. Coach Steinmetz needing an explanation.
Yeah, and I wouldn't call it flagrant in this game. I think you got to let the players play. I don't think Gabe Bristow was trying to do anything malicious, as it's a 4-point game in a playoff game. And Gabe Bristow is smarter than that.
Salmon on the first is good. Probably didn't even have to look when I said that. The way Zevi's been shooting free throws lately.
Yeah, just one interesting thing to note, both Rashid Nikima and Zevi Samet both very close to joining the 50-40-90 club, which is an exclusive efficiency club in basketball. So again, just impressive efficiency and scoring numbers all around.
And of course, 50 from the field, 40 from 3, 90 from the line. As that 3 was no good by Holtzman. Max taking it the other way. Sanjevski now to Zakheim. Dotan. Max playing with a lot of energy here in the last 2.5. That pass from Itzkovich was tipped out of bounds by Purchase. YU going to retain possession, 14 on the clock. Sanjevski working on Nikima. Gets doubled, puts it up, no good. Fights for his own rebound, and that's going to bounce off of Rashid Nikima. YU ball with a fresh, I believe, a fresh shot clock.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it hit the rim, or maybe the refs didn't see it.
I believe the shot only hit the backboard, and that's why it didn't reset. As 6 seconds to go, 5. Zevi taking it inside, and he'll draw the foul on Matthew Phillips. Phillips not liking it.
Yeah, Zevi does such a good job of using his body when he gets into the lane. You see he courts it to try to draw some contact. Not a foul baiter, as you know, some star players have been accused of being. But naturally, the way he plays, he draws fouls and he earns himself free throws, which he generally hits.
As Samet headed into the game tonight, is shooting a remarkable 89.3%. Zevi now up to 6 of 6 on the night. That inbounds pass handled by Holtzman. Chris Hunter for Purchase. Inside to Phillips. Dotan's going to have to do some work. And Phillips with a nice play on purchase. Dotan Bardichev. Sejewski at the wing. Dotan. Zakheim from the wing, 4-3. That's good. Max Zakheim with another big three for YU. As we are going to send it down. We are going to send it down to our sideline reporter, S.J. Tannenbaum, who's got something for us. S.J.?
Thank you very much, Yosef. Rabbi Jonathan Joco Cohen is a dynamic figure in the Jewish community. A YU alum who made Aliyah and currently works for YU in Israel, recruiting students toward YU-affiliated yeshivas, as well as facilitating visits for YU Rosh Yeshiva. Rabbi Cohen also works with NCSY to help young couples find appropriate communities. Known for his infectious personality and warm smile, Rabbi Cohen recently faced a major health challenge as he was diagnosed with cancer in December 2024. This was a major challenge, but despite it, he maintained his positive outlook, emphasizing the power of smiles and positivity. Rabbi Cohen shared his journey on the Israel Gap Year Be'en podcast, highlighting the collective support and prayers for his recovery, and he encourages others to pray for his full recovery. Yonatan, Eitan, Ben Batsheva, Bracha, B'tot Sha'ar Chol Yisrael, along with all other sick individuals. Rabbi Jonathan Joco Cohen, we're praying for you, we're thinking of you, and we wish you a full and speedy recovery. From the Max Live and greater YU and Jewish communities. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, SJ. Very powerful. As if you would like to check out any of Join the Joco status, join any of the Tehillim chats, or check out his podcast appearance, all of those links are in the show notes, in the description of this video, along with our WhatsApp links. So make sure to take a look at those. As just under a minute to go here, 38-29 Yeshiva. Sejewski pulls up, no good. Rebound taken by Bristow.
Yeah, it's really important for the morale of this purchase team to keep this within single digits, so a bucket here would go a long way for them.
As it's Hunter working on Samet. Samet pokes it free, Hunter gets it back. Pass is too long for Nikima. And that's going to be a backcourt violation. So YU going to get it. 31.6 to go in the half. Chance to extend the lead to double digits. We would just like to give you an update on the Sarah Lawrence Mount St. Vincent game. Sarah Lawrence has pulled away from Mount St. Vincent. 79-68 Griffins lead, 20 seconds to go. So barring some miracles, the winner of this game is going to be heading to Sarah Lawrence up in Bronxville to take on the Griffins for a spot in the coveted SKYLINE Championship. 26 seconds to go here. Max looking to extend the lead to double digits. Cronin taking the wide open lane and gets it to go. Now 40-29 YU lead. As Purchase likely going to hold to the last possession. 12 seconds on the clock. Samet defending Bond. Bond taking it in. Cross court to Duke. Now Bristow in the corner for three. No good. Cronin and Sejewski come down with the board. 2 seconds. One. Orp throws it up. And it's good! Sejewski with a wild buzzer beater to end the half. 43-29. Yeshiva's going to head into the locker room, and that's got to feel good. What an unbelievable shot from Sejewski to close out the half. As that definitely left the fans wanting more in the second. Can't wait for the second half, but in the meantime, stay tuned. We'll be right back with the Like It Israel halftime show.
For whatever reason, Jews love to hoop. My guest today is a hooper who loves Jews. He is a legend in the sports world, not just for his defensive prowess or iconic playoff shot making, but for his resilience, his candor, and his advocacy, which makes him a natural fit for this podcast. He's been outspoken about mental health issues, women's sports, and most recently, supporting the Jewish community and doing real work to understand the conflict overseas. And so, Ladies and gentlemen, at small forward, standing 6'7", 260 pounds, from St. John's, NBA All-Star, Defensive Player of the Year, and NBA Champion, Meta Sandiford Artest.
We in the building, baby.
We in the building.
Good to see you, man.
It's great to see you.
Absolutely.
It's great to have you here.
I know. It's good to be here. Thanks for having me on the podcast.
So I want to start with the obvious. The obvious question that I think probably most people listening and watching this are thinking, which is, what the hell is Meta World Peace doing on this Jewish podcast? And I want to start that with how we met,
right?
Which was, there was this one-day lab here in LA put on by an organization called Jews Talk Justice, which is a branch of the Tel Aviv Institute that I often talk about on this show. And I walk in, I see my usual sort of Jewish advocate faces, and then I see Meta World Peace. So what were you doing there that day at the Jews Talk Justice Lab?
When I first came out, and I was probably doing something in philanthropy on October 6th, and October 7th happened, and I'm like, oh, wow. I couldn't believe my eyes. But I'm not saying I don't respect or I'm not taking into consideration the history, of the Palestinian people. I'm saying at that moment, I saw something, I'm like, wow, it hurt my heart. So I was probably one of the first celebrities to actually comment.
Yeah.
And then just from that perspective, being at an event, I want to understand because I didn't know what Zionism was. I didn't know what anti-Semitism, the actual jargon and what it meant.
Yeah.
And even other cultures, I don't know different things in other cultures. I just don't know because I'm doing philanthropy. So for me, it's about learning about the different cultures.
But that's so huge, just having that desire to. It's impossible for us to know everything about every culture. You just have to want to be open to learning and understanding, and it's so great that that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
All right, little lightning round. I'll throw a couple quick ones at you. Favorite Jewish food you've ever tried?
The crispy rice.
Traurig, that's the rice where they cook it at the bottom and they flip it and you get that crispy top.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so this is like a Sephardic Persian Shabbat. Yeah, different. How many Shabbats have you been to in your day?
Maybe.
I don't need an exact.
Maybe 12.
Okay, so much.
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
Obviously, Shabbats are great. Just eating together. It wasn't something that we did all the time as in our house. So we did it at one point in time, but it's not. Maybe as a family.
Yeah.
And we broke up, but to do it every Friday, I think that's like something that you got to take and run with.
Yeah, no doubt. What's the best advice a Jewish mother ever gave you?
Eat meals together, spend time with your family.
Who's your favorite Jewish athlete?
I'm going to go with Jordan Farmer.
I actually just saw him at the Dodgers World Series Game 1. Went up to him and said, "What's up?"
Oh, he was there?
Thanked him for his Lakers service. Yeah.
Absolutely. I also like Omar. Caspi.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's...
Omri?
Omri Caspi, yeah. He's... I think he was one of the first.
He was the first.
He was the first
Israeli player in the league, yeah.
And a really good player, too. A good player, yeah.
Meta, thank you so much for being here, man. This was incredible. So great talking to you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
We have an amazing basketball team, the Yeshiva University Maccabees. They won 50 games in a row at one point, and were ranked number 1 in the country in Division III. Number 1 in the country. Now, we sing Hatikva before every game along with the Star Spangled Banner, and over this past year, they've been wearing the hostage faces on their warm-up jerseys. We are out in the world as proud Zionists and proud Jews. That is who they are. So there was one game that was deep in Pennsylvania, 4 hours away from New York, that took place on Erev Shabbat on Friday afternoon. And we thought that there wasn't going to be anybody in the arena that would be supporting our team. And we show up to the game, and the place is packed with our fans. And we asked them, where are you from? And they said, we're members of the local Reform Synagogue, and we're here to support our team, Yeshiva University.
Wow.
Pretty good. And that's when our players realized that we are not playing for a school, we're playing for a people. And that is the sense that I have felt across this country, across the world with the Jewish youth and our adults, across this amazing Am Yisrael, across this mishpacha, that we all feel that we're playing for something larger than ourselves, we're playing for a people. And we are not defined and being cornered by hate, but we are defined because we support each other with love, with a shared mission and a shared purpose. And that's been my experience that's been defining me. One of the aspects of being president of Yeshiva University is that I get to attend many basketball games. We have a very popular basketball team. Do people know that? Very popular basketball team. Like, I thought I was coming to Yeshiva University. It'd be great academics, they're professionals, they're business, they're rabbis, they're educators. But we have an amazing basketball team, the Yeshiva University Maccabees. They won 50 games in a row at one point. And we're ranked number 1 in the country in Division III. Number 1 in the country.
Well, the Yeshiva basketball team is doing very, very well now, and JBS is broadcasting the game. My take on that is the fact that the Yeshiva team is doing well. The most interesting thing for me, when people forget about how many games they won, is that when they play in the tournament, the first round game, which takes place on Friday, doesn't start at 8 o'clock in the evening. It starts at 12 noon. The NCAA, which is the overriding body that controls sports, has more rules than the Shulchan Aruch, the Code of Jewish Law. But they're accommodating us. It's another barometer of where Jews fit in America. So it's so great that JBS is doing these. Sadly, Mark, who did the first time we broadcasted a game, when they first made the tournament, he was the MC. He was the anchor man from JBS. So, so much of what Mark wanted to do, we're going to try to do as best we can with our limited abilities to fulfill, so many of his dreams. Well, the Yeshiva basketball team is doing very, very well now, and JBS is broadcasting the game. My take on that is the fact that the Yeshiva team is doing well. It's so great that JBS is doing these. Sadly, Mark, who did the first time we broadcasted a game, when they first made the tournament, he was the MC. He was the anchor man from JBS. So, so much of what Mark wanted to do, we're going to try to do as best we can with our limited abilities to fulfill, so many of his dreams.
One of the aspects of being president of Yeshiva University is that I get to attend many basketball games. We have a very popular basketball team. Do people know that? Very popular basketball team.
JBS, the Jewish Broadcasting Service, with a marvelous array of programming for anyone interested in Jewish life and the State of Israel. News, events, Jewish studies, movies. It's all on JBS, expanding Jewish understanding, celebrating all things Jewish.
So I know you played in, obviously, Valley Torah. Your father Brad is here, and so I know you played in, obviously, Valley Torah. Your father Brad is here, and your family's here as well. Quoted in Gary Belsky's article, in the ESPN.com article, when your dad said, well, why are you going to Yeshiva University, an Orthodox Jewish institution? And you asked your dad, well, why did you send me to a Jewish day school, Valley Torah? Explain why you decided to take that jump to Division III to play at a Jewish institution and how that transformed the Jewish community.
Yeah, no, absolutely. When it came down to my decision, it came down to, can I be a religious Jew? Is going D1, good enough for me to worth me sacrificing my religion, right? And stopping my faith because I want to say I played Division I basketball. And when it came down to it, it just wasn't. And, I've seen people in the past that made that decision, because of the clout of Division I basketball. And I wanted to be able to set the pathway for, the Jewish kids and any kid, watching, that it doesn't matter where you come from, you could succeed, and just stay true to who you are and stay true to what you believe, and you'll make it.
Max Live, Yeshiva University men's basketball on JBS, is made possible in part by Janet and Lior Hod and family, with immense gratitude to Hashem. Max Live, Yeshiva University men's basketball on JBS, is made possible in part by Janet and Lior Hod and family, with immense gratitude to Hashem.
Welcome back into the Max Stern Athletic Center. As at halftime of this game, we're at 43 Maccabees lead, 43-29 Maccabees lead over the Purchase Panthers. We'd like to give a thanks to JBS, the Jewish Broadcasting Service, for broadcasting tonight's game nationally. JBS is dedicated to strengthening Jewish identity and education through their 24/7 programming. JBS is an incredible platform for sharing these games, and we're so grateful for the support of the Hoth family in making this season's television broadcast possible. Stay tuned as we bring the Max energy to your screens coast to coast. You just saw on the replay there the three-point buzzer beater from Orson Jevsky at halftime. Upon further review, we have confirmed that the ball left his hand before the clock hit 0, so it's 43 instead of 40. Halftime stats are brought to you by Lekket Israel. Lekket Israel, rescuing nutritious surplus food for Israelis in need. Avery, what do we got?
Yeah, so you would think by looking at the three-point shooting percentages that we talked about earlier, Purchase in the lead. They're shooting 44% from three, while Yeshiva is only shooting 28% from three. However, Purchase has double the amount of fouls and double the amount of turnovers. They've been flustered a bit by this Yeshiva defense and also the loud Max Stern Athletic Center. And Orson Jevsky did them no favors by hitting a massive buzzer beater before halftime. This crowd is fired up. It's going to be an uphill climb for Purchase. They definitely have the shooting to get out of this, but they're going to have to take care of the ball and be a little more disciplined if they want to come back.
As we're getting set to begin the second half, we'd just like to give another score update. We mentioned before Sarah Lauren, there were 2 7 o'clock games, 2 8 o'clock games. So in the first 7 o'clock game, Maritime, we mentioned that the Sarah Lawrence Griffins defeated the Mount St. Vincent Dolphins. And in the second game, The Maritime Privateers took care of business against St. Joe's Long Island Golden Eagles by a score of 80-58. So those teams will wait for the result of the Farmingdale Merchant Marine game. And now we're back into it here. Zevi Sam at top of the key. Luke Cronin, Matthew Phillips out to defend him. Inside to Roy Itzkovich. That pass is intercepted by Skeet, who's going to take it the other way, but goes up on the layup. Gets it to go, and the foul. It's going to go on Yoavu Selka, that's his third. So Coach Steinmetz likely going to head to the bench pretty quickly here, as we see Orson Jevsky already heading to the scorer's table.
Yeah, Skeet had a bit of a quiet first half, only about 5 minutes of playing time. And it might have been because he had 2 fouls, but they're showing off his, his ability to impact the game early on to the steal, and a very nice and one finish.
And Skeet able to convert the 3-point play. Now it's Zackheim coming down to Sinjevsky. Tyler Bond right up on him. Zevi Salmon gives it forward to Sinjevsky, inside to Cronin, puts it up, and he'll get fouled. It's going to get called on number 11, Rashid Nakima, and Cronin's going to go to the line for 2 more.
Yeah, Cronin's done a really good job at getting himself near the basket in opportune positions. And he's also been able to finish. He has 10 points. So far, he's 4 for 6 on the field. He also has 5 rebounds. So far, he's probably been the player of the game at both ends of the floor.
As the first one from Cronin is good. Cronin now up to 3 of 3 on the night.
Got to be careful, partner. You're towing the line on that one.
And that one is good as well, as we at Max Live do not believe in the announcer drinks. And we are yet again proven right, as it's 45-32 Yeshiva lead. Just under a minute gone. That layup from Bond was no good. Great defense by the Max. Zackheim, a Skeet up on him. Roy Itzkovich at the left wing. Moves over inside to Luke Cronin. Cronin tries to find the cutting Zackheim, pass is tipped. And it went off of Max Zackheim, and it's going to be Purchase ball. Purchase wasting no time on the inbound, forward to Nakima. Nakima puts it up. Sinjevsky need a called for the foul, as Nakima is going to head back to the line for 2.
Nakima, very quiet, 8 points. At halftime, only 5 shot attempts, especially in a game like this where you need your big-time players to step up. Nakima has to be more aggressive in the second half to give his team a chance.
Nakima no good on the first. So it remains 45-32. Just over a minute gone by here in the second. Nakima connects the second. Now a 12-point lead for the Max. Zackheim wasting no time bringing it down. Now Sinjevsky over to Cronin. Pass is poked up by Nakima, but right to Sinjevsky. Roy Itzkovich, Bristow up on him. Cronin, Salmon, 4-3. No good. Itzkovich fights for the offensive rebound. Can't get it. Skeet gives it forward to Bristow. Now Nakima. Thought about the 3, no. Puts it up now. Off the backboard. Phillips on the offensive rebound. Bond from 3. Now Phillips inside. Bristow puts it up. And Bristow finally breaks the ice from the 3-point range. Hits his first of the night.
And that play was all Matthew Phillips. Got the offensive rebound, had a very nice pass to the outside. Big difference maker, literally and figuratively.
As the size of Phillips has been giving YU problems all night. That 3 from Sinjevsky no good. YU tried to save it, ended up throwing it into the bench. As we are going to get a 30-second timeout from Coach Steinmetz, which means we are going to send it down to our sideline reporter, S.J. Tenenbaum, who's got more on the Max special warm-up shirts tonight.
Thank you very much, Yosef. Fans, you may have noticed the Max players wearing bright neon orange T-shirts both before and during the Max game, and you may be wondering what that gesture is for. The players and coaches are doing this in memory of the Bibas family whose bodies were recently found. Shiri, Ariel, and Kfir Bibas, who were aged 32, 4, and 9 months respectively when they were kidnapped by Hamas on October 7th. Those are the souls whose bodies were recently returned to Israel and who have become a symbol for Israel and for the hope of the other hostages returning back home. The Macs have always been adamant about using their platform for more than just basketball, and this gesture is no exception. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, SJ. We were asking Coach Steinmetz whose idea it was. He said this is fully player-driven. We saw Orsinjevsky wearing one last game. Coach Steinmetz, second game in a row, rocking the orange polo. But this game, the players decided as a group that, we got to do this, in their memory and their honor. So kudos to them. As that's inside to Phillips. Great work on Samet. And Phillips with a nice finish, cutting the lead to 7. Zakheim now in the half court. Orsinjevsky. He's going to go inside, puts it up, no good. Foul's going to go on number 22, Matthew Phillips. That's his third. Excuse me, that's his second.
Yeah, Phillips has to be really careful picking up another foul. He is the only guy who's been able to match the physicality of YU. He has 5 rebounds. He's also got it done in the paint today. And Purchase cannot afford to lose him to foul trouble as this game nears the end.
Orsinjevsky hits the first. YU lead now back up to 8. Jim gets quiet for the second. Some noise from the Purchase faithful, no problem for Orsinjevsky, as the Macs are now a perfect 14 of 14 on the night. Matthew Phillips over to Bristow. Tyler Bond, Zevi on him. Bond taking it behind the basket, now pulls up, and that's good from Tyler Bond on the elbow J. Max Zakheim over to Samet. Orsinjevsky. Zakheim inside to Itzkovich. Itzkovich double team, kicks it out to Samet. Zakheim. Cronin, Orsinjevsky. He's going to go in, now kicks it out to Roy. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Zevi pulls up for 2, no good. Gets his own rebound with the layup. Nice finish from Zevi. Samet. 49-40 Yeshiva lead. As it's Matthew Phillips with it for Purchase. Gets the handoff to Bristow. Bristow waiting for the offense to come. Zakheim on him. Another handoff to Skeet. Skeet goes behind the back and tries to bang through 2 Max. Someone's going to get called for a foul. Let's see who it is between Roy Itzkovich and Max Zakheim. Looks like it's going to be on Roy. That's going to be Roy's first, team third. And now checking into the game for the Macs, number 22, Dotan Bardachev. Roy Itzkovich going to take a seat.
This is a big play out of the timeout as Purchase has a chance to cut this to a 1-possession game with a 3-quarter.
And the referee is asking for the shot clock to be reset. Excuse me, asking for the score to be reset. As the correct score is 49-40.
Guess the score fooled me. Thought it was a 6-point game, but my mistake, it's 9.
And that's Tyler Bond moving in, puts up, no good. Salmon on the rebound after a nice tip from Cronin. Dotan trying to make work of Matthew Phillips, now gives it to Zakheim. As the ref with an emphatic offensive foul call on Orsinjevsky. Max fans don't like it, or doesn't even know what he got called for. But yet, Purchase going to have the ball. Trey Skeet taking it down for Purchase. Duke over to Phillips. Matthew Phillips trying to outbody Luke Cronin, no good. And Cronin pulls it down. Zakheim driving in on Skeet, no good on the layup. Nakima looks to push the other way for Purchase. Skeet Great defense by Effie Freundlich. Skeet able to grab his own rebound, kick it to Bristow in the corner. Now Nakima up top. Cross court, back to Skeet. That hits a cutting Chad Duke. That was a great pass. Phillips able to clean up Duke's missed layup. That's 2 more points for Matthew Phillips as they cut the YU lead to 7. Dotan inside to Orr. Got to deal with the big body of Phillips. Gets blocked, gets his own rebound, and goes under the hoop. Great play by Orszajewski. Tack 2 more on for Yeshiva, 51-42. And that was a great pass by Skeet to hit a cutting Chad Duke. So Purchase maybe taking a page out of the Max playbook with all these cuts to the basket. And it's worked out for them here the past couple possessions. Dotan. Over to Zackheim. Zackheim at the wing. Gives it to Cronin. Hits a cutting Dotan. Dotan puts it up, no good. Max tried to answer with cuts of their own, but the layup did not fall. Rashid Nakima pulls up, deep 3 from Nakima, no good. Orszajewski with the board. Zackheim looking to push for YU, pulls up. Now it's Sinjevsky slowing things down. Luke Cronin top at the wing. Now Orr. Gonna try to take Phillips inside. Tries to go over Phillips, no good. Cronin on the rebound. Puts up, that's no good. The ball is gonna be off of Matthew Phillips. So great effort down low by Luke Cronin. As we see on the replay. And it's gonna be off of Matthew Phillips. Max basketball.
Yeah, and Yeshiva over the past few possessions have really just been posting up down low with Orr and trying to power their way inside. Maybe trying to draw fouls and muddy up this game.
Dotan Berdichev. Salmon. Zevi Samet back to Dotan inside. Loses a handle on it. Who's got the ball? Desmond Ward throws it forward to Nakima. Sorry, that's Duke. Puts it up on the layup. Great play by Chad Duke. And then draws the foul, Jonathan Levy. As things may be starting to come apart here for Yeshiva. Purchase cutting the lead down to 5.
Yeah, Chad Duke's been incredible today. Another bucket for him. He was 15 with only 1 missed shot. So Chad Duke, not just the scoring output, but also the efficiency he's doing it with, has really been a killer for this Max team.
Chad Duke at the line. This is his first free throw of the day. It is good. It's now 51-47. A mere 4-point lead for Yeshiva after a couple tough minutes. Their Purchases clawed back here in the second half. Sinjevsky tried a lot of spinoramas. Nakima gonna get called to the foul. He can't believe it. Never mind, Tyler Bond gonna get called to the foul. That's going to be his first, team's third.
Yeah, and one note on Chad Duke. He's been a Max killer, not just today, but over the years. The last 3 matchups before earlier in the season, Chad Duke has been the leading scorer for Purchase, so he's no stranger to scoring on Max.
As Samet, corner 3, bangs around and gets home. Big 3 from Zevi Samet, extending the lead to 7. Defense chants up from the crowd, now it's coming. Stolen by Oselka. Oselka gonna take it down, putting it up with the dunk! Yoav Oselka slamming it home. As now it's a 9-point lead for Yeshiva. Pass is stolen by Sinjevsky. And he'll try to calm it down. Samet tried to take it forward, but Ward stole it. And now the team's gonna calm down a little bit. Tyler Bond, the veteran guard for Purchase, slowing it down. Really loud crowd here at the Max Stern Athletic Center as Bristow bounced pass to nobody. Gonna go out of bounds. YU gonna get possession. As we're gonna see a timeout from Coach Dignan of Purchase. It's gonna be a 30-second timeout, which means we're gonna send it to a commercial break. Don't go anywhere.
Hey Max fans, this is Joseph Gittler, YU class of 1996, founder and chairman of Leket Israel. The skies are reopening, so come and volunteer with us in Israel as soon as you make it here. Please also consider supporting us as you think about your charity. And of course, go Max!
We're proud to partner with JBS, a 24/7 television channel reaching over 250,000 homes every month. From cultural programming to current affairs, JBS celebrates and educates about all things Jewish. Thanks to the Hode family for helping bring this Max Live season to television viewers around the country. And I'd just like to give a shout out to Grandpa Charlie, who always loves watching JBS. You know, likely watching tonight's game on JBS. Shout out to Moshe and Eli Ruchelsman for watching the game. Shout out to the extended Silver family for watching home, and big shout out to Morty Pariser as well. Huge Max fan watching at home in Muncie.
Yeah, and who wouldn't want to watch a Max game, especially with the great Yosef Silver on the call. He's a Hall of Fame level broadcaster.
I think they're just tuned in for you, honestly. I mean,
they might be. Or the Max, just because they're an awesome team.
Probably the third one, but you know, we'll see. As it's Salmon now for YU. Goes the layup. That was blocked by Phillips, but it's going to be a foul called. I believe it's going to be on number 0, Gabe Bristow.
Yeah, they got him on the head as he was going up there. Another great take by Zevi. He hasn't really gotten it done in three-point range today. He's 2 for 8, so pretty inefficient there, but still has 18 points, 6 free throws, now making 7. So just a testament to his scoring acumen.
As we're going to get a sub for purchase, Chad Duke, after being shaken up a little bit earlier, going to head back into the game. And another free throw from Salmon. 58-47 YU lead. Phillips going in on Oselka, no good. Zakheim taking it down. Great pass, threading the needle to Roy Itzkovich, who throws it home. What a beautiful transition play from YU. 60-47 Max lead. As Purchase trying to answer with a highlight of their own, maybe getting a little too fancy as Matthew Phillips could not convert on the dunk. YU going to take it down the other way. Zakheim. Sinjevsky gives it over to Salmon. Yoav Oselka with a mismatch in the middle on the smaller Bond. And Bond's going to be forced to commit a foul. Oselka wanted the ball earlier, but able to get it there as the 5'10 Bond, no match for 6'7 Yoav Oselka.
Yeah, Yoav was calling for the ball the entire possession. His teammates were pointing to him, trying to get the ball. So good job there.
Itzkovich. Samit, big 3. A little bit short. Chad Duke going to push for Purchase the other way. Tyler Bond going to take Oselka inside. Kicks to Bristow in the corner. Skeet at the wing. Gets Zevi flying. Now Nakima going to move in. On Orr, blocked by Orr. Nakima gets it back. Bristow, 3. No good again. And Zakheim comes up with it. Oselka, as that pass was a good pass from Sinjevsky to get it over the defense. Ball's going to go out of bounds, maintain in YU's possession. And Dotan Bardachev checking into the game. Or Sinjevsky going to take a seat. As Roy Itzkovich to inbound. Dotan. Over to Max. Almost threw it to the ref. And now it's Samit. Bond coming out all the way to defend him. 5 on the clock. We've seen this before. Gives it to Oselka. Oselka forced to take it in. Puts it up. That's no good. And it's going to be a shot clock violation on YU. Interesting move by Zevi there, giving it over to Oselka on the perimeter with only 4 on the clock.
Yeah, I think we've been accustomed to seeing Zevi hoist up some crazy shots over the years. Maybe not feeling the three-point shot as much today as he's 2 for 9. But they still got a quality look with Oselka driving in.
And it's Duke who's dribbling around. Foul's going to get called on Zevi Samit. Excuse me, that's Roy Itzkovich, number 13.
Yeah, and Roy's been really good today as a passer. He has 5 assists. Also noteworthy, Orsinjevsky with 8 rebounds.
As now it's Nikima. And Itzkovich can get called for the foul again. And like you were saying on Orsinjevsky, he's just, you know, maybe it's something about purchase, but he's really made his presence felt, even though it may not show up in the stat sheet as much. But he's just been everywhere, it seems like, on the glass defensively.
Yeah, and he's 2 for 11, so it's not like he's been perfect today, but like you still feel the impact defensively and with the rebounding. And he has 7 points, had that crazy shot at halftime. So even when he's not been efficient, he's still been effective.
That's another miss from Nikima. Back-to-back misses from Nikima. Now 1 of 4 from his last 3. And it's Zakheim. Samit pulls up for 3. That's good. Zevi Samit, big 3, ignites the crowd, giving Yeshiva a 16-point lead. Rashid Nikima, Yavo Selka back on him. They run the screen. Nikima has to give it to Duke in the corner. Duke trying to bring Zakheim in. Zakheim tries to draw the offensive foul and does. Great job by Max Zakheim. Laying the body over there. As it's another offensive foul drawn by Yeshiva. That's Jimmy Duke's 3rd.
And Coach Dignan needs to be careful here. He's getting out the court. He might get teed up if he doesn't take a step back. But just incredible defense by Max so far, just getting in passing lanes, really good on ball, and contesting shots when he needs to.
And now it's Dotan. YU on a 12-0 run in the last 4 minutes. Back to Sinjevsky. Zevi Samit thought about the 3, now pulls. No good. And they're going to get called, Purge is going to get called for a foul on the floor.
I think they're calling the basket is going to stand. Not sure exactly what the call is there. Yeah, they're going to give the points to Yeshiva. I'm not sure if that was allowed because they blew the whistle before he shot it, but Yeshiva will take it nevertheless. So another layup there goes.
As the referee's trying to get a handle.
I think they added an extra point. Maybe they called a goaltend on the 3. Yeah, it's going to be a 3-pointer.
And we're getting word from Akiva Poppers that the call on the floor was a goaltend on Zevi's 3, so that's going to be another good 3 from Zevi Samit. Good call by the officials. And now it's Zakheim taking it in. And another amazing layup from Max Zakheim. 68-49. As YU's really extended their lead in a strong run here. And that's another offensive foul. Another mistake from the Purchase Panthers.
Yeah, partner, they're just falling apart here. It's all self-inflicted wounds. It's offensive fouls. It's turnovers. As you saw there, Skich ran into Zakheim. But it's self-inflicted wounds, and Yeshiva has just been able to capitalize at a really high level.
As now the veterans, Matthew Phillips, the senior, and Tyler Bond going to check in. Coach Dignan trying to calm down his guys. And right on cue, Yeshiva with a costly turnover. So 8:12 to go, 68-49 Yeshiva lead.
Yeah, 16 turnovers and 16 fouls. It's not going to get it done on a real playoff game for Purchase.
As that's Phillips putting it up, no good. Fights for his own board, can't get it. As it was 1 Phillips on 3 Max. Yoav Oselka working on Rashid Nakimo. Oselka taking it in with those long strides, no good. Sinjevsky there to tip it back in. Great job by Orsinjevsky as this lead is now over 20 points.
Yeah, I think Coach Dickman might need to call timeout here. Just regroup, give his guys time to settle down.
As that was no good for Matthew Phillips. And they've seemed maybe a little bit over-reliant on his presence so far. As that's a 3 from Dotan, no good. Chad Duke on the board. Inside to Phillips. Phillips putting it up, no good. Foul's gonna be called on Yoav Oselka. That's gonna be his 4th. So I'd imagine he'll head to the bench. Luke Cronin looking to check back into the game.
Yeah, I think it's been a lot of simple actions by Purchase's offense, just regular pick and rolls and taking your guy on one-on-one. They just haven't really gotten Yeshiva in rotation. And Yeshiva has been able to take advantage by that by just playing help defense and packing the paint. And it's not like Purchase has made them pay from the outside either, because they're not shooting so well from 3.
And Luke Cronin right on cue, checking into the game for Yoav Oselka. And Luke Cronin's really been excellent. He's had a little bit of a tough stretch the past couple games from from what we were accustomed to seeing from him earlier in the year. But over the past couple games, he's really come on, used that big body of his to really cause chaos inside. As that was no good, Dotan Bardichev comes up with the rebound. So Max Zackheim, Tyler Bond on him. Max trying to extend this 19-4 run they got going on. And that's going to be a foul on Tyler Bond, which will send YU to the line. Max Zackheim going to try to continue YU's perfect night from the charity stripe, as he'll get an one-on-one opportunity. That's good from Zackheim. Once again, we do not believe in the announcer drinks. Looking for the best summer ever? NCSY Summer has epic trips to Israel, Europe, and across the U.S. Don't miss out. Spots are filling fast. Sign up now at ncsy.org/summer. Zackheim continuing the stretch, now 18 of 18 from the line for Yeshiva. 19 of 19 for Yeshiva from the line. As Duke taking it inside. Strong play by Duke. Duke almost had the steal on the pass. Zevi Salmon going to take it down. Good layup, Zevi Salmon. Great job by Yeshiva in transition. Now a 22-point lead with 6.5 to go. Tyler Bond falls down. Zevi going to get called for the foul. I think Zevi, the fans, Coach Steinmetz all wanted to travel on that. Didn't see too much contact. Let's see on the replay.
I think Zevi moved his feet well, and Bond just slipped. Just got tripped up on his feet. But I think for Purchase, this is big for them. Stops the clock, gives them a chance to regroup. Maybe you call timeout and try to figure out something. I think I'd be shocked if Purchase doesn't, start pressing and freaking heavy pressure, try to cause some chaos.
And the first one from Bond is good. And something interesting about Purchase is that they were 10-2. They were 10-2 at home, but they were only 4-8 on the road this season. One of those teams that's really impacted by the difference between the home games and the road games. Kind of seeing that play out a little bit here. As Zackheim does go to work to make the press of Bond. Now it's Sinjevsky. Taking Nakima inside, head down, goes up, and hits the layup. 76-53, Yeshiva lead.
Yeah, and Orr is a rebound away from a double-double.
And a frustrated Rashid Nakima looks a little shaken up. Holding his face, maybe a little bit of blood on the nose or something like that. He's going to go take a seat. Coach Dignan still has not called the timeout. the first-year head coach for Purchase. Spent 2 years at Alfred State. Talking to him about his experience. He was the star point guard for the SUNY Oneonta Red Dragons. The Max played them last year. Great steal by Zakheim. Samet taking it forward. Not a dunk from Zevi, but a nice layup. 78-53 YU lead.
Yeah, and Zevi's got 30 on the game.
As Zevi tried to go in for the steal, no good. And Coach Dignan, a frustrated Dignan, is going to call a full timeout here for these Purchase Panthers, which means that we are going to have the privilege once again of hearing from the third member of our crew, S.J. Tannenbaum, who will tell us about some notable alumni from the Purchase Panthers. S.J.?
Thank you very much, Yosef. Fans, you see these Purchase Panthers here playing the Max Bowl. You may not know about Purchase is they have many notable alumni spanning the industries of film, television, and music. There was an article we found naming 77 notable alumni of Purchase. We're just going to read a few here that we have from music, entertainment, and film. In Hollywood, Emmy winner Stanley Tucci and soprano star Edie Falco, to name a few, in addition to an actress you may have heard of, Zoe Kravitz, the daughter of famous Jewish musician Lenny Kravitz and the star of the recent Batman movie with Robert Pattinson. From the music scene, Regina Spektor, The Strokes, Albert Hammond Jr., and electronic legend Moby among its alums. And let's talk about hip-hop. Ice Spice, a former Purchase student. From comedy and TV, Seth Green. From Family Guy and Robot Chicken, as well as Jason R. Moore, The Punisher, represent that front. And in journalism, the famous Ira Glass, the voice behind This American Life, once walked the halls of SUNY Purchase. From the screen to the stage to the studio, SUNY Purchase continues to be a launch pad for alumni going into creative careers. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, SJ, for that piece on Purchase.
And some famous people from YU include the great S.J. Tannenbaum and the great Akiva Poppers, both well known and high esteem in their profession.
Chad Duke working on Zakheim, puts it up, no good. Sanjevsky on the board. Samet taking it down. Veteran guard telling his team to slow down. 25 with just about 5.5 to go. YU understands that the clock is their friend. Pass tips off the hands of Luke Cronin. We'd just like to give you an update with the Sarah Lawrence game, with Yeshiva in good position to take advantage of this one, to come out on top. Obviously don't want to speak too soon, but in anticipation for a potential Yeshiva victory, we have reached out to Sarah Lawrence about potentially broadcasting a game, a road game there Thursday night, as that was thrown away by Phillips. It's going to be YU ball, another turnover for Purchase. But we've reached out to Sarah Lawrence to try to organize a Max Live broadcast on the road. We will keep you posted as we await their reply. Obviously would love to bring the Max Live broadcast over to the Griffins gym and make sure that Max Live can broadcast as many games as possible.
Yeah, partner, if the score holds and Yeshiva does advance to play Sarah Lawrence, we should be in for another great matchup, as they've had two crazy games this year. Obviously, as there's Roy taking it inside for a layup. Obviously, you had the Sports Center top 10 famous half-court shot by Sarah Lawrence in this gym in January. And you also had Sarah Lawrence come back from a 10-point deficit with 2 minutes left later in the season. So should be a fun matchup if it happens.
As that was no good from Phillips, Cronin pulls the board. 80-53, YU up. 4:20 on the clock. Max Zakheim taking it in on Bristow. And Bristow's going to get called for the foul. Zakheim's going to head to the line for more free throws.
Yeah, again, just a reminder, Yeshiva shooting 100% from the free throw line with almost 20 free throws. They got 19. They're 19 for 19 right now. Just insane free throw shooting from YU. As it looks like Asher Falk's ready to come into the game.
As that's good from Zakheim. Zakheim entered the day, 85.5 shooting percentage from the charity stripe, and so far is 4 of 4 tonight.
Yeah, and the free throw shooting shows how well coached Yeshiva is. It's something that a lot of coaches, there's Max Zakheim getting a standing up from the crowd. But just the the little details that Yeshiva really owns in on and excels at is what makes them a great team.
As that's a 3 from Duke. Short, rebound bounced around. Ward picks it up, blocked by Sinjevsky. He'll get called for the foul. Just going back to that point on free throws, for those who took a listen to the Beyond the Court podcast, episode 3, you will know, and for those who didn't, you should definitely check it out. Worth the listen. Special guest Ari Shklar, that the Macs have a bit where they'll go through a whole bracha when they're on the line. You know, they'll hit a one shot, Baruch, hit another shot, Atah, and you got to make it through the entire bracha. And if you miss one shot, you start from Baruch again. So just another, as Samet gets a standing O, obviously the leader of Beyond the Court, but also the Max scoring leader tonight, up to 30 points in this one. And just a great initiative from Yeshiva. Now a 27-point lead, just under 4 to go. Orson Jesk trying to work inside. Now Roy picks it up. This foul's going to be called on purchase.
Yeah, Coach Simon's telling Orr and his team to calm down a bit. 3:45 left. You don't want to do anything reckless. You want to keep it chill, keep it safe. Obviously, take some unforeseen events for Purchase to come back at this point, but you still got to be careful.
As Roy Itzkovich continuing the streak for YU.
And all the pressures on Roy on this one.
And Avery was the last one to talk, so I'll blame him on that one. As now YU 21 of 22 on the night.
Yeah, we're just going to strip that last one from the record. Why you can say 100%.
Asher Falk taking it down. Now Luke Cronin. Down low to Johnny Levy. 18 on the clock. Roy Itzkovich. Sinjevsky puts up a corner 3, no good. Johnny Levy on the rebound. Cutting Roy. Tried to dunk it, lost the handle. Got the layup. Now 85-55, 30-point lead with just over 3 to go. Ward in the corner. No good. Luke Cronin, another rebound. Cronin up to 9 rebounds on the night. Luke Cronin. Sinjevsky. Back to Roy. Now Orr tries to find the cutting Jonathan Levy and or Roy Itzkovich, but it ends up going into the Max bench.
Yeah, and shout out Zevi Salmon on that one. Was barking out orders to the bench. Speaking of the bench, Coach Steinmetz starting to empty it. Just an incredible all-around effort from these Yeshiva players, especially the big men. And I mean, as noted, they're plus 19 in the rebounding category, so just a dominant display of physicality by Yeshiva today.
As we see Noam Edry checking into the game for YU. Asher Falk tries to draw the foul, no call. As it's 85-57, 2:25 to go here. Effie Freundlich. Now Noam Edry, let's see what he can do. He's been a little bit quiet ever since he transferred from D2 Lawrence Tech. But let's see if he can make an impact in the last 2 minutes here. Edry for 3. No good, 6th defender. And after that, bounced real high and in. It's not going to count. As the 6th defender maybe covering the wrong team on that play.
He did not do a good enough job defending.
As Zevi Salmon not checking back into the game. But Chad Duke getting a standing O from the Purchase bench, likely his last minutes as a Purchase Panther.
Yeah, I just want to give a big shout out to this Purchase team. Obviously, didn't go their way tonight, but they've been a really fun team to watch. They've done really well this season. Obviously the playoffs can be a different monster, but it doesn't take away from what they've accomplished, making the playoffs for the first time in a few years. And I have no doubt with the program Coach Dignan is building that they'll be back soon.
And especially many of the key players for Purchase, including Rashid Nakima, Gabe Bristow, all still going to be around next season. So expect to see Purchase, competing for the top of the skyline. As that's a 3 from Falk. Asher Falk, big 3. gets the fans into it. And speaking of getting the fans into it, we got Hillel Beinash looking to check into the game. That three from Skeet, no good. Ward on the rebound, poked away by Falk. And Falk takes it. We got Tom Waldman, Ari Shklar, most recent guest of the Beyond the Court podcast. And Hillel Beinash looking to check in. Dotan puts up a three, no good. Maybe an ill-advised shot from Dotan. That's up to Cummings. Great alley-oop. Ward to Cummings. And we're going to get substitution timeout here from both coaches. As Mahir Ahmed, who's recently announced as part of the SKYLINE all-sportsmanship team for purchase, headed into the game. YU's representative on that, Effie Freundlich, heads to the bench. We'd also like to give a big shout out to Zevi Samet, we didn't do it before, who today was named SKYLINE Conference Player of the Year. Obviously an incredible achievement for him. Big shout out. As Hillel Beinash with it. Now Asher Falk, Ari Shklar. Tom Waldman. Noam Edry inside, working on Cummings. Edry puts it up. No good. Taken by Holzman. Sean Holtzman gives it forward to Ahmed. Ahmed for three, no good. And Cummings tips the board. Ward tried to save it, but it went right to YU. Shot clock turned off. This will likely be it. As big standing ovation from the crowd as the Macs come out here with a resounding victory over the Purchase Panthers as they defeat Purchase by a score of 88-59. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the Macs Live post-game show after these messages.
Hey Macs fans, this is Joseph Gittler, YU class of 1996, founder and chairman of Leket Israel. The skies are reopening, so come and volunteer with us in Israel as soon as you make it here. Please also consider supporting us as you think about your charity. And of course, go Macs!
Of being president of Yeshiva University is that I get to attend many basketball games. We have a very popular basketball team. Do people know that? Very popular basketball team.
Welcome back into the Max Stern Athletic Center as the Yeshiva University Maccabees have defeated the Purchase Panthers by a final score of 88-59. Big thank you to JBS for bringing YU basketball to television viewers across the nation. As a Jewish multimedia channel, JBS is committed to promoting Jewish education, culture, and values. Special thanks to the Hode family for their generous support. We're thrilled to have shared the Max journey with you tonight and can't wait to see you back here for the next game. But before we go anywhere, we have S.J. Tannenbaum who's standing by with players of the game, Zevi Samet and Luke Cronin.
Thank you very much, guys. A great first win to open up this year's opening round of the SKYLINE Conference playoffs. Zevi, for you, 30 points, 6 rebounds. Luke, 12 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 offensive boards. Guys, give me your thoughts right now. You just locked down a win in the first round of the playoffs. Obviously, you guys have further aspirations, but tell me about what it feels to get that first win at home under your belt.
I think the main thing for us is we stepped up defensively. We struggled all year defensively. We struggled all year. Then when we had a lead, to keep pounding and keep pushing, teams came back. We weren't good at keeping our lead, keeping our composure, and being mature, and being able to defend. And coaches said to us halfway through the game, keep them under 60. And Baruch Hashem, we did that, and we scored offensively, and we won. So we got to just keep playing defense, and we'll go all the way.
Luke, what about you?
We knew coming into this that, this team was really hungry from the last time we played them. We beat them twice this year. We knew this wasn't going to be an easy task. In the past 2 days of preparation, we really took this personal, and the scoreboard really reflected it.
Zevi always with the assist. Luke, back to you. As a new player, you joined the team this year, transferring from Division I George Washington. How does it feel to get a first playoff win in front of a packed home crowd here at the Max Stern Athletic Center?
It felt great. Honestly, having guys like Zevi, Max, and Orr being able to free up the post for me made me able to do what I do best out there. You know, Zevi shooting the ball, Max being able to penetrate, or being also able to shoot it and drive. You know, it just like it really opened everything up for us. We put 88 points. It was good.
Guys,
And he works hard in practice. So it comes into the game.
Guys, what are going to be the keys? You're playing Sarah Lawrence Thursday night at Sarah Lawrence. Give me the keys. What are you guys going to have to do to beat them and get to the SKYLINE Conference Championships another time?
We've been good at scoring the ball, you know, but we got to defend. If we defend, we can go all the way. That's it.
Rebound especially. You know, last time they killed us on the glass. I know guys like me, Yoav, and Roy, and Orr really took that. We're really focused on that for this upcoming preparation, and that's going to be our number one concern.
Guys, congrats on the win. Before I let you go, anybody you want to shout out watching at home?
Wow. My guy Mort, I know he's watching my TVC high school fan. And then everybody, I go through all my cousins, I got a lot of them. But Baruch Hashem, thank you to everyone that supports me, everyone that watches, all my family members, and all of Klal Yisrael.
Luke, what about you?
Shout out to my buddy, Eitan Zargari. I know you're watching this. You couldn't make it tonight, but I know you're down there in attendance on the live stream.
Luke Cronin, Zevi Samit, Max get the win in the opening round of the playoffs. Join us on Thursday night. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, SJ, for that. And like SJ was saying, you know, just to take a look overall at the broader picture of the current SKYLINE Conference Tournament. So we had wins from all the top 4 teams: Farmingdale, Sarah Lawrence, YU, Maritime, which means that Farmingdale will host Maritime, the Maritime Privateers, and Yeshiva will travel to Sarah Lawrence to take on the Griffins in Bronxville. Presumably that game will be at 8 o'clock. We have not yet gotten confirmation on the time of that game. We will let you know on the WhatsApp chats and on Twitter, or X, depending on what you'd like to call it, or Instagram. Once we get confirmation, we will do our best to bring our broadcast on the road to the Sarah Lawrence game, but we will also be in touch with you about that. We're still waiting to hear word from Sarah Lawrence. We'd also like to give a shout out to the Yachad Alumni Network, which presents Met at Yachad, a dinner and trivia event. Save the date, Monday, March 31st at 7:30 p.m. in downtown Manhattan. For more info, go to www.yachad.org/Met. Yachad.org/Met. And before we send it off, we'd like to give a huge thank you to everyone who made this production possible. Our executive director, Eitan Traurig, executive producer, Zevi Pancer, director, Jared Lazarus, associate producer, Dovid Samson, assistant producer, Zachary Siklik and Matthew Lauren, as well as all of our camera operators. Big shout out for everything that they do and everything that they take care of, both in front of the scenes and behind the scenes here at Max Live. But that's going to do it for us here. So YU with a resounding victory over Purchase in the first round. Now the road moves on to Sarah Lawrence. I'm Yosef Silver alongside Avery Stepner. Have a great night, everybody.